Governor Babagana Zulum hands over one of the rescued abducted Chibok schoolgirls to family members. Chief of Army Staff visits 171 Battalion in Daura. Plus, correspondent takes a look at INEC sensitization in the ongoing continuous voter registration. Hello, this is Panorama reaching you live from the NTA Enugu Network Center. I am Chinenye Mui. As Nigerian troops continue to win the war against Boko Haram insurgency, an abducted Chibok schoolgirl alongside her husband, who surrendered themselves to the military in Bama local government area of Borno State, has been reunited with her family members. Yagum Subukar reports that Governor Babagana Umar Zulum handed over the girl to members of her family at the government house, Maiduguri.
Ruth Gladar-Pogu was among the 200 Chibok schoolgirls abducted at Chibok Girls Secondary School in April 2014 by the Boko Haram insurgents. Since then, several of them have been in captivity, while some were released after negotiations with the Nigerian government. Ruth Pogu and her husband were said to have presented themselves to the Nigerian military at a location in Bama local government area of Borno State on the 28th of last month. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum urged families of those still in captivity to be patient as government is doing everything possible to return them.
It is a moment of joy for all of us because we saw one of the Chibok girls. The state government is collaborating with the Nigerian Army and other security agencies with a view to establishing a platform that will allow us to get more of them.
Chairman Chibok Schoolgirls Movement, Yakubu Nkeki, while appreciating efforts of government in the fight against insurgency, expressed optimism that the remaining ones will soon be found. In Maiduguri, Yagum Subukar, NTA News.
Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, has assured Nigerians that despite the challenges on ground, the Army will continue taking the fight to bandits and other criminal elements in their enclaves. The Chief of Army Staff gave the assurance during his operational visit to the 171 Battalion stationed at the Forward Operations Base in Kuza, Daura local government area of Katsina State. Dauda Mohammed reports.
In continuation of his maiden operational visit to formations and units under the command of 8th Division of the Nigerian Army, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, inspected facilities at the 171 Battalion stationed at the Fort Muhammadu Buhari Forward Operating Base, Koza, Daura local government area of Katsina State. The Chief of Army Staff commended the soldiers and the base for their operational successes, which have significantly reduced incidents of banditry in the area, and pledged more support to enable them to sustain the tempo.
The essence is to reinvigorate our operations and strengthen them, and now ensure that the troops take the fight to the enclaves of these criminals and destroy them. That's what we are doing, and that's what we'll continue to do.
The Chief of Army Staff also paid homage to the Emir of Daura in his palace, commending the traditional ruler for his support and guidance to the soldiers stationed in his domain. The Emir of Daura, Umar Farouk Umar, while assuring of his continued support to the military, called on Nigerians to always provide security operatives with information to aid in tackling security challenges. Dauda Mohammed, NTA News.
Major General Abdul Khalifa Ibrahim assumes office as the new commander, Multinational Joint Task Force, MNJTF. Until his appointment as Force Commander, MNJTF, Major General Ibrahim was the general officer commanding 7th Division of the Nigerian Army in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. A statement by the Chief of Military Public Information, MNJTF, Colonel Mohammed Dole, indicates that the brief symbolic ceremony was held at the force headquarters at N'Djamena, Chad. 3 armored personnel carriers deployed to Anambra State have been inspected by Governor Willie Obiano, just as he reassured residents of government's continued support in addressing all forms of criminality, especially ahead of the governorship elections. Ndem Kalu has details.
The 3 senatorial districts of the state will receive each of their armored personnel carriers and is expected to be used for intensive patrol throughout the state to restore confidence in the people that the state remains the safest in the country. The governor, who warned criminal elements who are disturbing the peace of the state to relocate or meet their Waterloo, noted that the state will no longer tolerate what happened a few months back.
I want to reassure the Anambra that they should sleep with their 2 eyes closed. Any hooligan trying to disturb the peace of the state will meet a deadly force.
The armored carriers, which are manned by special trained forces, are capable of spraying both hot water and paint. From Okozu, Ndemkalo, NTN News.
And now to COVID-19 update. The latest release from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, shows that there are 473 confirmed new cases of COVID-19 in the country. This number, recorded from 12 states on the FCT, brings the total number of confirmed cases to 177,615. In the breakdown of the figures, Lagos is leading the chart with 323 cases, followed by Akwa Ibom with 46 cases, and Rivers State with 41. The FCT has 20 cases, Ekiti 12, Osun and Oyo 9 cases each, Ogun 6 cases, Bayelsa 3, Anambra, Edo, Nasarawa, and Plateau states have 1 case each. The total number of confirmed cases is 177,615. Total number of persons treated and discharged, 165,472, with 2,185 deaths. We'll take a break here. Panorama continues in a moment. Do stay. Thank you for staying on. The African Action Congress, AAC, and some other opposition political parties contesting the Anambra State governorship election come November 6, 2021, say they are ready for the poll and already mobilizing the people of the state for a hitch-free exercise. Timothy Yusuf reports that the party's national chairman were speaking at separate media briefing in Abuja.
At the National Secretariat of the Action Alliance, AA, the party's national chairman presented its governorship candidate, Ben Etiaba, and his running mate to the party.
I was a member of APC until the 29th of July. So how come I'm here?
We have what we call waiver in all political parties. He requested for it.
National chairman of the African Action Congress, AAC, who chairs the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Dr. Leonard Zenwa, while assuring of the party's readiness ahead of the November 6 Anambra governorship election, enjoined the electorate to resist some politicians in the state who might want to truncate the election through violence and procuring of court orders and judgments. Meanwhile, the National Publicity Secretary of the Judo Keke-led faction of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, Ikechukwu Chukwunyere, has reassured party members that peace will soon return to the party following the issuance of nomination forms by INEC and acceptance of the field forms by Chukwuma Moji as required by Section 32 of the Electoral Act to contest the November 6 Anambra governorship election. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf.
Eligible voters who have conducted the online continuous voter registration exercise and those who are yet to register have been advised to go for their biometric registration and physical capturing at designated registration centers to avoid being disenfranchised during the elections. Chika Ubu, who monitored the process at various registration centers in Enugu, reports that the exercise is going smoothly.
Ahead of the 2023 general elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission commenced the continuous voters registration by providing a dedicated portal for online registration a few months back. This initiative was to reduce the crowd usually experienced at registration centers and to ensure compliance with COVID-19 protocols. This process, many believe, has indeed made the exercise seamless. less stressful and orderly, especially now the physical capturing and biometric registration has commenced at various registration centers.
I think it's going smoothly because I came here not quite long ago and I'm already capturing, as you can see. This is the right time for us to come out and register en masse.
The physical exercise, which is simultaneously going on in all the local government headquarters of the state and INEC offices, is for both those who have applied online to complete the biometric process and for those who are yet to commence the registration process.
Online registration is on, and it's not only the online, that the physical is equally on. And if they don't have the facilities to do the online, they can come to INEC office at the Enugu office here, or at the local government to do the physical. It's been very successful, but although the turnout has been very low.
Eligible voters who are not registered are therefore advised to take advantage of the ongoing online and physical registration exercise to get registered, as it will end in June 30 next year. In Enugu, Chika Ubu, NTA News.
And that report forms our background for discussion on Panorama today. And with me in the studio to expand the discuss is Mr. Jude Okwonu, the Administrative Secretary, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Enugu State. Sir, you're welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Talking about the continuous voter registration, who is eligible to register?
Every Nigerian that is of 18 years of age is qualified to come out to register. There, if you've not registered before for any reason and you're above 18 years, you can equally come out to register. So this site is open for every Nigerian above 18 years of age and those who have not registered before to come out to register.
Okay, so recently an online portal was launched for this exercise. How accessible is this portal, and what is the idea? What formed the decision to come up with this portal?
The situation of the security situation in the country, as at the time the INEC planned to start the continuous voter registration, did not envisage the quantum of destruction and insecurity. So at the onset of the registration, the Commission considered it appropriate to start with online registration and to give time to monitor the security situation. And the online registration is to enable Nigerians who have access to internet facilities to do so, as against crowding our centers, because crowding our centers at local government and headquarters will even attract attention and may give room for these hoodlums to attack and get people injured. So to reduce the crowd at the centers, the online came on board and is even on as we speak. So that if you have the facility, you do that. You go online and do the pre-registration exercise and then come to the station to do the physical.
Okay, talking about, you just mentioned if you have the facilities. Do you think the eligible voters, they may experience some challenges in terms of facilities?
The categories are clear. If you have the facilities, the internet facilities, you go online first and come back to do the physical. But if you don't have the facility to do online, you can still come. It's open. That is even what is happening now. From the 26th of July, we started the physical, and it's going to continue. So if you don't have the facility to do the online, please come to INEC local government offices or the INEC state headquarters to do the physical and the online. We have the facilities in this station, in this area, to help everybody who intends to register to come and register.
So how is this process going on generally in the state?
Well, in Enugu, the process is going on smoothly. We thank God for it. And though the turnout is low, and we are hoping that with the collaboration with the NTA and other networks, people will be informed properly to come out and register, because it's important that Nigerians get their registration done now so that we can have good representation during voting of political offices.
Okay, you just mentioned NTA and other media houses in the area of sensitization. On the part of INEC, what is INEC doing, or what has it done?
We in Enugu, we have held some stakeholder meeting to collaborate with all the stakeholders that have been identified, the media, the CSOs, so that they can also come in to spread the news, to disseminate the process and make people aware that this is ongoing and they should come out to register. So we are doing that. We've done some meetings with these people, and we continue to hold such meetings with stakeholders so that the process will continue to improve. Okay,
some INEC facilities were destroyed in the wake of the violence that held recently in the country. Did it in any way affect the continuous voter registration?
Well, yes, obviously it will, because we are supposed to be doing the registration in our offices. For instance, there are some local governments in Enugu that were burnt, and that means we have to put up a plan B in order to get these activities going, and we've done that. As we speak, all the local governments are doing the continuous voter registration. Transportation was a problem because almost all the vehicles at the headquarters were burnt. But we had to look inwards here and there to be able to get our people on their feet to go and get the job done. And we are doing that. It's moving on smoothly in Enugu as we speak.
Okay, what happens if there are issues like double registration and registration of persons below the age of 18?
The point is that at the end of the facility INEC has put in place right now will not even allow for such, because if you come to register, you will have to enter the website, you have to enter, and then if you by any way have registered before, it will come because there's a preview. What I'm trying to say is that the process on the platform is such that as you come, your name and age will determine your status. So that will now depend on what next to do. So with it, that will be cut off.
Okay. So what will be your final words to Nigerians? Because it is said that the voter's card gives one the power or right to vote.
Well, I think it is important for everybody that is of age who have not registered before to find time within this period to come out and register, because registration is the basis. There's a foundation for the democratic process. It's the foundation for governance. If you don't register, you can't vote, and you won't have the voice to say this is the kind of person that you want to administer you, the one that will rule and do the good things you want. So if you want good things, you want a better government, the first approach is to get registered. When you get registered, then your vote will definitely count. And then you'll be able to be counted among those who put the government in power. And even if the government is not doing well, and there is a referendum to remove somebody from, if you are not registered, you can't be part of it. So it goes beyond voting. It's also part of the criteria for referendum. So it's very important that we come out to register.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Thank you.
I have been speaking with Mr. Jude Okwonu, the Administrative Secretary, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Enugu State. And moving on, to ensure that the homegrown school feeding program of the federal government achieve the desired objective, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs is enumerating over 557 benefiting schools in Ebonyi State. Kanayo Okoro completes the story.
Excitement from the pupils greeted the team from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs who were in their schools to know the effectiveness of the program as well as to identify the real beneficiaries. Some of the school children, while thanking federal government for the gesture, said since 2021, they only benefited from the month of May and July. They appeal to the government to strengthen and sustain the program, as it does not only help in their studies but promotes their health.
Rice, beans, yes, they have brought food for me. It's very sweet and very big food that they have brought for us.
The school vendors who admitted to have served the children food from the period of 2 months since 2021 urged the government to continue with the program, as it is now the source of their livelihood. Also speaking, some of the teachers said the homeschool feeding program has encouraged pupils to go to school.
According to my assessment, the food is okay. It's okay for the children.
The program has been going on smoothly and the children were fed well.
The Special Assistant to the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Mr. Kinsley Ngene, and State Manager of Homegrown School Feeding Program, Mr. Sunday Mbam, while explaining that the program at the beginning in 2017 has some challenges, emphasized that the enumeration exercise will give room for some schools that have not been captured to be selected to benefit from the program.
My mandate is to ensure that the number of students being fed in this state the people who are coming after, the number of schools in Ebonyi State for this exercise, and the schools in this exercise what we are coming after, to establish and substantiate the fact that these people are there.
Actually fed the students for 40 days this year. The National Bureau of Statistics officers are on the field now, and also the enumeration exercise is going on how to verify the baseline data. Now, that baseline data will also give room for schools that have not been captured to be captured as well.
They, however, appealed for the continuous support of the state government to the program designed to better the lot of Ebonyi children. In Abakaliki, Kana Yokoro, NTA News.
Health experts have identified malaria, cholera, and upper respiratory tract infections as common health challenges often associated with the rainy season. In this report, Uchenna Namele takes a look at ailments associated with the rainy season.
The rainy season is a season that occurs in the West African sub-region between the months of April and September every year. It is characterized by cold weather, while sometimes weather can be hot due to climate change. Research has revealed that during rainy season, grasses grow faster. To this end, experts say the season is associated with some health challenges such as malaria, cold, cough, among other ailments.
Topmost amongst us, we can't overlook it, is malaria. We know that mosquitoes that actually, which is a vector for malaria, actually breed more during rainy season, where you could have stagnant water and so on. So it's a veritable opportunity for mosquito to breed, and rainy season offers them the best of opportunities. So many diseases could actually result, both infectious and parasitic infection could result as because of changing weather.
Experts further say these pose threats to the well-being of the people living in the tropics. However, Nigerians have been advised to maintain personal and environmental hygiene as well as safe waste disposal.
Clean up the environment, make sure that stagnated waters, in fact, start by not even allowing stagnation of water. If you have tires, unused tires, containers, discard them properly. And if your gutter is filled up, please, you can actually discard that. For those of them that stay in the marketplaces, where gutters actually pass through, I see so many of them settle down to dedicate a particular number of hours to cleaning the environment. That should be encouraged.
Meanwhile, experts advise people to do exercise regularly and always go for medical check at hospitals. In Enugu, Uchenna Namele, NTA News.
And let's now join Olalekan Kilajolu on our sports update.
Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, has again re-emphasized the need for individuals and corporate bodies to further support Nigerian athletes to podium finishes in subsequent national and international competitions. The minister maintained that with adequate preparations and support, the nation will build on the successes recorded at the Tokyo Olympic Games to ensure a better outing in future Olympics.
We've just developed a new generation of athletes who we can unleash on the world come France 2023. We must have a continuous program of investment in training, in grant and support for them.
Encomiums have continued to pour in for the victorious Nigerian athletes at the Tokyo 2020 Games. The Association of Nigerian Women in Sports, NAWIS, congratulates silver and bronze medalists Blessing Oborodudu and Ese Brume for their outstanding performance which made Nigeria proud at the Olympics. In a statement signed by the NAWIS president, Professor Florence Adeyanju, both of you have registered Nigeria's name in the annals of history. NAWIS felicitate with all Nigerians, women and all sports stakeholders on this golden and memorable feat. Meanwhile, it was a glorious welcome for the athletes at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, Saturday afternoon, where they were greeted with fanfare on arrival. The authentic Nigerian Football and Allied Sports Supporters Club treated the athletes and officials to a heroic welcome where they couldn't hide their joy. President of the authentic Nigeria Football and Allied Sports Supporters Club, Prince Abayomi Ogunjimi, in his remarks says, "We are glad that our representatives are back, though we anticipated more, but we have won something and we can build on that." With sports updates, Olalekan Kilajolu, NTA News.
And that is it on Panorama from the NTA Enugu Network Center. We thank you so much for being a part of it. And remember to join us at the NTA as we stand against rape and rapists. I am Chinenye Nwoye. Do have a lovely day.